Hi everyone, I'm the Boston Potta. As they would say in Boston, let's get started. All right, this is Marianne O'Hearn doing another video. This video is of this Christmas tree, and I know because of Christmas in July, I'm gonna do this tree. The reason I'm doing this one is because I want to just show you something a little bit different that's going to be very pretty. We got these new pretty blue lights, really pretty blue lights. And so I'm going to just show you how to just antique this tree. And the only color I'm going to use is this blue ice, 2374. And when I paint a tree, I always kind of start with it upside down, because I want to get all my edges here. I gotta get the glasses on because I can't see well anymore. Okay, so as you can see, I'm gonna hold it upside down, get all the underneath. You want to get all your white spots, even though you're gonna wipe this all off. I'm gonna get my white spots, gonna make this tree, it's actually gonna be a white tree, but it's gonna be white, but it's gonna have the blue tint to it, blue antique look. So I've done a white one before, and they look nice even when they're plain white, but it looks really nice when you've got this this blue, a little bit of antiquing in it, especially with the blue. And the only reason I'm doing that is because we've got the pretty blue lights. It's gonna look nice. You could use Blue Ice or Blue Heaven. I was kind of going back and forth which one to use. I want it mostly white, so I went with the lighter one, but you could certainly use the Blue Heaven. You could, with this color lights, you could probably use a teal too, but the lights are more blue. And I'm kind of one of those people that matches everything. So in order to match the lights, I'm going to have to do this color. So, which I think will match pretty good. Not even positive. As you can see, I paint these pretty fast. It doesn't have to be painted perfect because you're only doing one coat of this. Now I'm going to tip it this way, and I'm going to paint all the rest with the blue. So you're going to paint every bough. Try not to leave any white spots. I mean, you're going to wipe it down anyway, so you might hit them, but the whole idea is to get it in all the crevices. So if they're not, if you leave white spots, it's because it's in the crevices that you're not getting. You could use a different brush to help you get in the spots, but the fan brush, the soft fan brush, sort of helps me put it on quicker. And seeing it's a video, I don't want to stretch it out too long that you don't want to watch it and you start going, okay, I'm bored out of my mind. So I'm going to use this so I can try to go a little bit quick. I do the very bottom last because I want to keep moving it around and stuff. Sometimes it's easier on a paper towel because it will move quicker, it'll spin quicker. So if you put it on something, if you don't have a Lazy Susan or something to spin it, put it on a paper towel because it's a lot easier to spin it around rather than just putting it right on your table. Now, if you don't want it to go on too heavy, you can always, like I said, you can use a little bit different of a brush, which is going to get it on a little bit thinner. But like I said, I'm trying to get it on a little bit quicker for you. Okay, once you get everything on your tree, all the color, you want to lift the tree. It should be dry enough wherever you started, and you want to get the bottom. You want to check it for white spots while you got it upside down. You can check it for white spots. Make sure you got all your white spots, because I can see some in here. You'll see the little white spots, and that's where you want it, is in those crevices. So you want to kind of get those white spots. Now, the trick to antiquing, not that it's very difficult, because it's pretty easy. You're just putting the color on and then you're wiping it off. But some people will say, well, I can wipe it off right away. I got it all on. It's still wet. Just while it's still wet, it'll be easy to wipe off. But if you wipe it off while it's wet, then what you're doing is you're taking it all out of the crevices also. Whereas if you let it dry, if you let the color dry in the crevices, it'll dry. Once it's all dry, it'll be easier to wipe off, and then you'll have all your color still in all those crevices. Otherwise, you're going to lose some of the color if you try to wipe it off when it's wet. So I'm gonna check this for white spots, and which means I look at it upside down. If you're going to check for white spots, look upside down, because you'll see it. That's where you'll see them. And then you're just gonna turn it till you get all your white spots. I think I just about got everything. And that's it. Check for your white spots, get them all. Let it sit there, let it dry for about 10 minutes. It doesn't take long. You can just the drying time's maybe 10 minutes at the most. And then we're gonna get a clean bucket of water and nice clean sponge, and then we're gonna slowly wipe it down. Now, if you're doing this, if your customer's doing this, get a nice clean bucket of water and a clean sponge, and make sure you keep rinsing it and wiping it, because if you're just putting glue back on, it's gonna defeat the purpose of antiquing it. So I'm gonna let that dry, and then we'll be wiping it. Okay, so now that the tree is dry, I've got a nice clean bucket of water here. So I am gonna start wiping back all the blue. So I'm gonna kind of go the opposite way of the grain, is what I tell people. You can't always do that, but try to do that. You can see here, so I'm leaving some of the blue in the crevices. Sometimes you have to keep rinsing the brush, because it's hard not to, because you're just going to spread around the blue if you don't. Don't wipe it too hard. I'm just wiping it, easy. But you can see I have to keep rinsing and wiping. I usually start at the bottom so I can just stand it up and then do my thing. The whole rest of the tree is easy once it's standing. But I want to get the bottom done. So that's what my bottom looks like, this here. Now I'm going to stand it up. And now I'm going to start wiping each bow. And like I said, I don't want to wipe it. It's hard to, you kind of have to, I always say to go across the grain. But it's nice and dry. I let it dry. So I try to go across the grain, but you have to do it down a little bit, because you can't get it all. You won't get enough because of the way the tree is just, it's got a lot of grains in it, and I don't want too much blue in it. It depends on how much blue you want in it, for how much you wipe off. I'm going to show you once I get a couple done what it looks like, because once the clear glaze gets on it, once it gets dipped, it is going to have, all this white is going to be shown. So I want it to mostly be a white tree. So you want to make sure you get up under here and all underneath these. You can leave them bluer if you want, but I'm going to try to wipe it a little bit. And then this is what it should look like when it's done. Now, if you want more white, you just wipe more off. It's really a personal preference thing. of how you want your tree. I kind of try to get the, the bottom layers, and then I will go up to I'll do 2 or 3 layers at the bottom, then I'll go do my top. But like I said, you want to keep rinsing the sponge. I wouldn't suggest using a very small sponge. I would use at least a half a sponge of these round ones here. This is like kind of cut in half. The small one's going to make it a lot harder. It's going to take you longer to do. So try using something about this size, so you can keep turning it at least. Once you soak it, make sure you soak it and wring it out. You see, it already looks pretty. Maybe it's not as much on the video, but it's very pretty as I'm seeing it. I really like this blue tree. You could antique it any color, but because I have those pretty blue lights is why I'm doing this. But all the trees usually come with a kit like this, which has the star in all different colors. So, I mean, if you want to just do all one color, if you want to do a tree, antique it red or green and wipe it back like I'm doing here, and then just put all one color lights on, you can do that. Like I said, I like to match, so I'm trying to match this tree to the blue lights. I think it'll be pretty because it's going to be mostly white. All right, so that's my whole tree. I'm gonna tip the tree upside down and go back over it a little bit. Make sure that be careful when you do this. You don't want to break your tip of your tree, but I kind of know it's on something. It's not that hard, it's soft kind of. So I'm gonna go and turn it and make sure I got the blue I want to have off of it. See, I missed the bough right there underneath, so you do want to check your bottom, the bottom of your tree. Not that it'll matter that much when it's standing up. Like I said, the more white you want in the tree, you just wipe off more blue. I want mine mostly white, so I'm gonna wipe it off. Not that it's my tree, because I'm kind of doing this just to do the video, but who knows, it might go with something in my house that's blue. I might paint Christmas in July, but I don't think I'd be decorating my house with Christmas in July. I don't know if any of you people do that, but everything's getting wet here. Okay, if you could talk back to me right now, I'd be asking you, how many people decorate their house Christmas in July? I think it's just a matter of doing stuff, but I don't think too many people do that. At least I don't know of any. Not that I'm saying you could. Personally, I'd like to see them put their lights up all year round, because I like seeing the lights at Christmas time, and I miss it when they're all gone. So My hope this year is to have football season. I don't know what I'm going to do if football don't come on, but it looks like that it may not. Okay, so that's it. That's my tree. Now, it's pretty white up top, so I could add a little bit of blue, but I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it just like this. I kind of like the way it looks. That's it. Now, you can see how pretty these lights will look. Of course, this ain't glazed yet, but you can see these blue lights, how pretty they're going to look with the tree. So when it's all fired and glazed, I will show it to you. Now, because this is mostly white, I'm gonna I solid coated the base with blue. Now, I can put something on the base. I'm not sure yet what I'm gonna do with the base. I might just leave it solid blue. You know, you'll see it when it's finished, but this, you know, the blue base is gonna look pretty too. You can write something on it, Happy Holidays, or just I'd maybe put some snowflake stamps on it or something. That would be pretty. Anyway, that's how you antique the tree. And that's all I got for you today. Christmas in July. So have a good day. Catch you later.